Okay, welcome back everyone. We're doing Marvels for a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of time, but I want to do stream a little longer. Whoa, why is this huge? Why is this huge? The race button's like off screen. That's a strange update they added. The huge play button update. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time doing like other creative stuff lately, and I think it's really good for me. I think, I really like streaming, but it does kind of get a bit samey doing like streams and videos every week, and that's all I'm doing. It starts to feel like, well, I'm not doing anything like really cool. I want to make really cool things. I mean, I've wanted to make games for like a long time. My game dev journey was basically, I was like 9. No, I was younger. I think, okay, here's where it very began. It was me playing games when I was like 5 or something. And then what I started doing was I started like doing level design on the ground with my toys. So I'd like lay out these blocks on the ground to be like the platformer level. And then I started like drawing a bunch of ideas. Like I would just draw like levels on paper. Then eventually I got like RPG Maker and Game Maker and made some stuff. And then I went to school for game dev. And honestly, that burnt me out on it like crazy. I think I learned a lot from that. From like game dev college. I think it was an overall good experience. But just doing that stuff for like the amount of stuff I did that I didn't really feel like doing in that course, it just like burnt me out so much. So I ended up focusing on streaming a lot, because what happened was I was kind of like, I'm like, I don't know if I want to like work on coding right now after that entire like program. So I just focused a lot on like streaming and stuff, because I was having a lot of fun with it. And then eventually that ended up blowing up, so I like focused on it even more. So game dev kind of became really this side thing I didn't do much. But recently I've been doing a lot more. Which is good, because I want to make cool shit. How do I feel about branches now? It's a rough game, okay? But I like the rough edges. I like games that have rough edges and like the platform is kind of just hard to master because it's a bit rough. Like, it's not the most precise thing in the world, and like some of the ladder jumps and stuff are really jank. And you just insta-die to spikes, but I like shit like that. Does anyone else like? I just died. I like when games are just like stupid and annoying sometimes. Like Rain World platforming is some of the stupidest shit ever, but I kind of like it. Like Dark Souls platforming, stuff like that. I like that stuff. So to me, that's not as much as a flaw as it might be to some other people. I love just like platforming. I mean, I don't think it was that bad. But like stuff like instant death spikes and stuff. I think stuff like that is like kind of fun in a way, where it's like a bit unfair, but you can get better at it. Like, you can master Rain World platforming and like Dark Souls jumping. Even if it's not very intuitive, it's like, you can get good at it. I've never tried using Unreal. Basically, we used Unity in college. So I just learned how to use that really well and then kept with it, even though it has a lot of problems. That's just how I learned it. And it's hard to go back now, because I just know how to use Unity so well. Everything would take longer if I switched engines at this point. I hear Godot, or whatever is really good. That's what a lot of people are switching to nowadays because it's like open source and it's not like Unity devs do some stupid shit. And they like take some of your earnings and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm stuck on Unity at least for my Zelda game because it's so I've worked on it so much. There's no way I would start that over again. But maybe after I'm done that, I can try out some other stuff. I can try out Godot or whatever. There's just a lot less... Unity has years of documentation and people solving questions and stuff like that. You can just look up a problem that you're having and there's like almost always someone talking about how to fix it in Unity specifically. It's like amazing. That's like one of the big things that make it good. So the game looks amazing, thanks. I hope it can live up to the hype. Currently, I'm thinking the combat's... See, I'm really iffy on the combat in that game. It's very simple. But I'm feeling like in 2D Zeldas it really is very simple. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. My main focus is like on the exploration aspect, so I don't think it has to be super in-depth combat. I think I'm just gonna try and make it like, you know, a bit fun. Like if I find attacks that are like fun to dodge and stuff like that, then I'm gonna stick with those. I like the enemies like lunging at you is pretty fun to dodge. I have an idea where it's kind of like the Zelda parry thing, or Zelda Ganon ping pong thing, where you like ring the phone as a projectile hits you and then you deflect it back, because that's always fun. Probably gonna have stuff like that. And I want to focus some attacks on like that really force you to roll, because rolling is a pretty big mechanic. But I don't think it's gonna get too deep. I'm gonna try and keep it simple because it's, you know, it's not the main focus. And it's really hard to develop a super smooth feeling combat system as one person who doesn't have much experience with that. But I think it's fine, you know, like 2D Zelda combat's usually really basic. GG, Ulifer, Alicor, Kors, Mango, and Xtref. Yeah, I think when you're like solo developing, it's important to realize like not every aspect needs to be incredible, because at that point it's gonna be like too hard to finish the game. I do want to have a couple boss fights though, which will hopefully be fun. Yeah, even like coding the guys to the lizards like roll at you, like that took a long time. And I have to make like animations for everything. Especially in a 4-directional game where if you want them to walk, you have to have 4 different walk animations. Luckily, I have such a simple sprite theme that it's kind of easy to make sprites. Like, it's literally just a full color. That was like my smartest decision. It's so much easier to animate. Just doing like pixel art all in one color. And it looks fine, because it's like stylized with the game. I think so, at least. That's always my goal, is stylize something in a way that I can do it easily. I do that with my comic as well, although that's still hard to draw for me. Which is partially why I haven't worked on it in a while. But I feel like that's a big thing when you're doing your own stuff. Is don't try and make the most amazing looking thing ever, just try and find some kind of style that looks nice, but is easy to work with. Yeah, making like smooth sprites, like I really appreciate games that have them, but it's like doing it yourself is like I've only ever made like really simple pixel art animation, apart from like a couple things in college, because I just don't want to deal with it. Yeah, I've played games that you play as a square and they're good games. It's not like that important. So that doesn't look like super ugly. You can make it look nice just like colors and stuff like that. Undertale has really simple graphics, but like that became one of the most popular games ever. Just because the game itself was so good. GG's Neko Wakai, username xtref again, linear line, and a porcupine. Haven't played Undertale? I would recommend it. Even if, you know, people kind of annoyed you out of not playing it. I feel like that happens sometimes when something gets so popular, it's like you just see it everywhere and you don't even really want to play it. There's certain kinds of games that just become like fandom games, like, you know what I mean? It just explodes way beyond people enjoying the game and like saying, oh, you should play this game, to like just millions of like fan art and like fan fiction and all this stuff. It gets crazy for certain games. There's like a certain kind of game that you need to have for that to happen, though. Not really, though. I don't know. I feel like Rain World is not a game that would have much of that, but it kind of does have a lot. Like, I've seen a lot of Rain World stuff. I think a lot of that is the devs encouraging it, though. I've not seen another developer encourage like fan art and stuff as much as Video Cult has. They do like Rain World art months and like stuff like that. They always retweet all the art. They're super good with that. It's a shame the Rain World lore is so depressing. I get like sad when I like watch Rain World lore videos. I get like sad. I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is fucked. It's not like this happy world, dude. And I like Hollow Knight's Hollow Knight has a sad world, but I don't get like, I don't know, it's not the same. Rainbow Lord genuinely makes me sad. The only lore that's not sad is like... Oh god, everyone's dead. Like, Downpour, I'll be honest, Downpour kind of saved this game in terms of being too depressing. There's so much happy things in Downpour. But it has depressing shit too. Like Saint. Certain things. But it has like, you know, just the iterators having like Slugcat pets. Is so wholesome. The monk in Survivor ending and Journey's End, like, there's just little things that make me so happy. Yeah, the Gormand. It has a lot of happy stuff too. Which the main game didn't really have. It had the Ascension endings, which were really up for debate whether that's even really a good thing. But there is a lot of stuff in Downpour that makes me happy. And Monk is the best. Monk... I love Monk. That's all. Monk's Journey's ending is so simple, but it like still gets me so much. And the fact that Monk gets all the Monk, like canonically, I've heard, I don't know how realistic this is, because I think it depends on your playthrough. You can change what happens. But it's supposedly canonical that Monk brings 2 neurons to Moon and the cloak. I don't know how people decided it was canon. I guess it's the default option and it only changes if you get the cloak as someone else. But yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about like the... I was watching a video and they said... like Hunter turning into the cancer thing was canon, but I don't really agree with that. Because if you ascend Hunter, you don't see that. So who's to say what the canon ending is? It's based on what you do in your playthrough. If you never play Hunter, you won't see it, so I don't know how that would be canon. I think it's just up for, like, you know, it can be different. I don't know how much stuff is even canon in this game. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people call something canon that you can literally change depending on your playthrough, and it's like, I don't know if that's really canon. GG's to Ornstein, Armor Road, Vibrating Badger, Octoling, and Classy Snob. But I hear a lot of that. I hear like, oh, it's canon that Monk did this. It's canon that Hunter, this happens to Hunter. It's like, I don't know. You can kind of literally change that depending how you play the game. I don't know if I believe in canon endings in Rain World really, besides like ones that literally have to happen for the future to happen. Like Rivulet's canon. But there's a lot of endings that don't really matter for the overall story to happen. Yeah, it's kind of funny how Survivor doesn't even matter. But I feel like that was kind of a theme with base game of Rain World, where it's like, your actions really don't do much. You're just kind of a creature on your own. You don't really have an impact on the world. It makes sense they would change that for Downpour, because if that was every cat, then it would be pretty boring. Anyways, random Rainworld rant. Oh, something about Rainworld, like, I was talking about fandom stuff, that's what got me into this discussion in the first place. There's people, okay, I don't want to, like, be mean to these people, because I do think it's cute, and I've seen really cute art. But some people, like, ship the slug cats together. Apparently there's, like, a slug cat shipping fandom thing going on. It's just silly to me, because these are just these blank-faced slug cats that just stare at the screen, and they don't even live in the same timelines. And yet people are very seriously shipping, like, two separate Downpour cats. I mean, there's literally a dating sim. So it makes sense. I just find it kind of funny. Like, people will ship anything. Like, these characters are just animals. They're just little guys that kind of wander around. They're intelligent, though. You know, there's some arguments for it. You watch, like, the Monk Survivor intros and outros. They have, like, emotional connections with each other. At least. Okay, we don't need to talk about that rule. That does not need to be discussed here. Yeah, I don't, like, you know, it's all in fun, as long as no one's, like, getting mad at each other over ships. Which I think does happen sometimes. I think some people get genuinely mad when you ship the wrong characters together. In certain fandoms. Like, at that point, you really need to just be like, does this really matter this much? Also, don't ship real people. That's another thing. They're just like that after a certain point of growth. Yeah, I feel like I always just observe fandoms from the outside, for the most part. I mean, like, Hollow Knight's probably the closest thing I've got to actually being in it. But that's mostly just, I mostly just, like, make videos and know other people who make videos. So I don't know. I don't know what counts as being in the fandom, really. I feel like that's kind of subjective. Fly doesn't count as an animal. Whoa, they changed the font. I just now noticed. Look at the leaderboard. That's weird. Now there's like this... There's two different fonts going on now. Did we need to change the font? I feel like whenever fonts change, there's like a short period where I'm like, this is weird, I don't like it, I hate it, and then eventually I'm like, I don't care. But initially I'm like, ugh. Why? Why different letters? GG's Fly Sky, Buttered Coffee, Stompa, Aphrodite, and Punished Meat. I wasn't even looking at the leaderboard, that's why I didn't see it. I'm just kinda thinking about random stuff, going on rants. I need another OST, someone mentioned one. Rain World. Rain World's a little sad. I think there's like a Rain World relaxing competition. Relaxing music. Rainy lo-fi beats to study to.
What fate a slug cat? Prey or predator?
Sure.
As the old world died, a new ecosystem evolved. In a land where even rain can kill. Each creature struggles for its
There's like a trailer with this
Each beast has a
dialogue.
place on the food chain.
I don't want this guy talking over me, I'm skipping. I was thinking, okay, I don't know if I'll do this at all. Because I might prefer to just rant about random things on marbles most of the time. But I was thinking of like making a separate channel to just do like random videos on. And maybe do some just mini scripted rants on stuff that interest me in like games and stuff. I don't know. No idea if that'll happen. I feel weird about doing not on stream recording right now, because I don't really do that much. But maybe I would do that and it would get me more comfortable. That style of content. I was just thinking of, I had like a couple ideas that I'm like, I kind of want to like talk about. But maybe in a more organized way. Because on stream I just kind of like say, I don't know, sometimes it's hard to think exactly what I want to talk about. But yeah, maybe I'll just make another channel, just do whatever the hell I want on, because I don't think I'd want to do those on my main channel. PowerPoint. But I really like videos like that. That's the kind of stuff I've been watching a lot of recently. I still do watch some gameplay stuff. I watch like RT and Jerma gameplay highlights. But I don't watch as much of that as I used to. RT is so good. I love... I've been watching RT's Dark Souls 2 videos, where his community just makes up like the silliest characters to just constantly invade and stuff. Looks like such a fun way to play the game. Like someone was role-playing as Patches and would place items down in front of pits to try and get him to pick them up. But that's the only way he'd try to attack. He wouldn't just attack randomly. What am I thinking about making after Rain World DLC? Well, you know, just the usual stuff. Whatever I do on stream that I actually enjoy can become a video, basically. So like randos, randomizers, that's the same thing. Like playthroughs of indie games that I like. In terms of Rain World, I have a couple things I'm doing. Like I have the 5 main slug hats. I'm gonna do Gourmand Food Quest. I'm gonna do the Slug Pup Challenge, which is actually maybe the best one. That was a fun stream. And I might do some more stuff with that game as well. Thinking about doing a all passages challenge. So there's still some passages I've never gotten. Minty and Pearl. Eventually Minty and Pearl will... their story will reach YouTube. Just got a lot of videos to make first. Or now I only got a couple. Pizza Tower, I don't know, it doesn't really look like my kind of game. And I've also watched people play it. A decent amount. Factorio, that definitely doesn't look like my kind of game. Damn, you just got spun around backwards. Shoo Me Come Home. I played that. I played the demo. Oh yeah, I gotta play some of those games that come out. Of the demos I liked. Like Dream what was it? What's the dragon game? That game's so good. Cavern of Dreams. Definitely playing that when it releases. I have played Tunic, there's no video because I lost the footage of me beating the game. Tragic. Most of my playthrough is still up on VODs. But you don't get to see me finish the game. And I never really came back to it because I got bored of post-game. It was like annoying me. I was like trying to draw these insanely long lines, like it was just annoying. I don't want to explain exactly what I was doing, but it was just tedious and I got bored. Main game was really cool though. Do wish it was less linear. I have played Celeste. I've not played Omori. I was always saying like, oh, maybe I'll play that on stream sometime, but haven't gotten around to it. Too many games. I don't like Isaac. I actually did play it a bit. I played like Rebirth back when it came out a bit. Don't really like that game. Like, I would not want to come back to that game. Did play Enter the Gungeon. I liked it more, but it had the same problem where I just feel like I'm never gonna beat the game. I'm never gonna get anywhere near beating the game. Because whenever I accomplish something, I have to like start a run over. Also, someone got stuck. I've never completed a frickin' roguelike in my life. And it just makes me feel like, oh, you should play this roguelike. I'm like, okay, I guess another game I'm never gonna get anywhere in. I want like a full experience. I want to like start a game, play through the game, and like beat it. So roguelikes suck to me. It's like one of my least favorite genres. GG's to Iceland, Ayana Lurks, Vibrating Badger, Hellrat, and Classy Snot. Yeah, it's so unsatisfying. It's like you never beat it. You're never allowed to beat it. You just gotta keep playing the same thing over and over again. Let me out. You don't even get to be... I don't even feel like you get to be good at the game. Because you just... The only way you play well is by picking up random items that are cracked. And then you're so overpowered that the game's not even fun. There's no challenge. Because you got some god build. And those kinds of games are easier to make because you don't have to design this whole world. You can just design a few rooms and randomly put them through each other. So like it's a very common indie game genre and it's kind of just annoying. It's like oversaturated. Spelunky does seem like it was fun to watch that game. I don't know if I'd like playing it, but I watched like Vinny play that a lot. Horror games? No. I think most horror games are garbage. I don't think it's worth like getting the rush of, oh, that was like scary. Well, time to try and get past this stealth section for 10 hours. Oh, banger alert. Wow, 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 wow. Listen, Rainworld has scared me many times, and it's also a good game besides being scary. I feel like the whole concept of a horror game is like, that's the whole genre. It's just a horror game. What's the gameplay? I think some like Resident Evil games seem pretty good. I usually just watch people play those though. Yeah, Little Nightmares 2 was pretty good, or just the series. There is good games, but I feel like it's oversaturated with like YouTube bait and apparently mascot horror. But yeah, it needs to, I feel like horror should come second to like a good game. It shouldn't just be like the main focus. I remember hating Outlast. And that was one people said was good. I thought that game was miserable. And I just played it at like a friend's house, I think. It's just obnoxious avoiding these enemies that are like... It's just stealth sections, it was so annoying. Hide in the locker, everyone! So original. And yeah, shock horror and like gore and shit. Really hate that stuff. I remember back in the day, there were some horror games I thought were really cool that like Markiplier played that were just like these indie horror games. I feel like he doesn't even really play stuff like that anymore. GG's Bulbasaur, Spatlachat, me, Venko, and Infinity Squirrel. I don't really remember what the games were called, but they were just some like really cool, like stylized indie games. I remember thinking like, oh, that was like a really cool experience. Long troll map. Slime Rancher. Ow, my ear. My left ear, what the hell? I've watched Derma play that. I don't know if I really want to play it myself. Maybe, though. Maybe I could try it out at some point. I don't know, I feel like, you know those games where you're like taking care of little guys? I feel like Slime Rancher is very... You don't have like little guys that you're attached to, you just kind of throw them in jail and they just sit in there. But maybe there's more to it than that, I don't know. I liked Wobble Dogs because I like kind of had a bit of attachment to all the dogs. There's lore. That's another thing, lore. I feel like so much people think lore makes a game good. I don't really care that much. Most of the time. If you can draw me into the world subtly, and have like characters in the world that are interesting to me, this is what Hollow Knight does. This is why Hollow Knight lore is so good. It introduces you to so much stuff through like characters. Like there's these lovable characters that you encounter and you actually like care about, and they kind of reveal the world to you through them and through you just like exploring. I feel like a lot of games are just like, just put lore everywhere. Put like, pick up this note and it tells you about the game. It tells you about the world. That's so interesting, right? Don't you want to read these notes on the ground? Aren't you like so interested in the lore? Like, I don't care. That's what happened in Ender Lilies. They were just lore all over the freaking ground. I'm just, why do I care? Nothing has made me care about the lore yet. They're just notes on the ground for some reason. Maybe add some like characters I actually care about a little bit. Yeah, Hollow Knight does have lore tablets. There's not... I feel like the thing is they're few and far between and they're short. Whoa. And they have this mystery to them, like... It's not just someone, like, writing down a note of what happened to them. It's like this ancient text and it's written in this, like, cryptic language. It's like, whoa. What's going on here? It's not like, I am Steve Jobs. I am Steve from the Millwright. My daughter Gloria was home... I don't know, I can't make up lore on the spot. I can't even make up bad lore on the spot. It's just, I'm Steve Jobs. That's the entire lore tablet. Well, you better hope you go down the left route. Like, just lore about people I don't know who they are. Like, the world fell to ruin. It's like, well, I haven't really got to explore the world much myself. I don't really know anything about it. And then there's, yeah, Outer Wilds is literally just lore, the game, and every time I found lore, I was like excited. I don't know how that game is so good. I'm not a writer. I don't know how to like critique writing very well. It's gotta be something with the writing that like catches you. It helps that the lore literally helps you progress though. That's a big thing in Outer Wilds. Is you find lore and it's literally like, wait, that will let me progress into this area now that I have knowledge of that thing. Like, it's not just lore. But the lore itself was cool too, like, I don't know. I'm not smart enough in, like, with the writing stuff to know exactly why something's interesting or not to me. I just, like, know if it is. GG's Koala Hater, Howlight, Nico, Lorulenga, Lengnia, and Octolin Agent. Yeah, like, maybe that's worth thinking about more. Like, really think about games that I like lore in. Games where I think the lore is really interesting and it catches me right away. And like compare that to games where I don't really care. Like, what's the difference? What's causing me to just like fall off and be like, oh, I just want to like play the game? I don't know. I think a lot of it is character-based stuff. I think if there's characters you care about, you're gonna care about the story more. But that's not always the case. Like, sometimes I'll be interested in it and it's not really that's not really the reason. Rainworld lore, like, I have no motivation to look it out in the actual game, because you need to find pearls and bring it to Moon, and it takes like 10 years. But the way that game just made me so interested in the world with none of that stuff. There's no, like, you don't pick up a pearl and then read it on the spot. You know what I mean? You have to go through all this shit to actually read the lore. And I didn't read any of it, and the world is still so interesting to me, because I'm like, it's just the whole design of it, and there's like these supercomputers, and like figuring out like that's where the rain's coming from and shit like that. It's like so interesting. Going down into the depths. It's just the world itself is so fucking interesting. You don't need to have all this lore exposition dumps. Like, to get me super interested in the world. Lore tablets in Downpour? What do you mean? Like the broadcast? That's the only thing I can think of. Unless you mean just more pearls. Yeah, there's no luck in marbles. You're just cracked at marbles. It's all skill. I guess if you do something unique with your world, it helps a lot too. Rain World has one of the most unique worlds ever. Like, I'm always just in awe of how they thought of all this stuff. Hollow Knight doesn't necessarily have the most unique worlds. I guess it kind of, you know, it did the whole, the infection took over the kingdom and all that. But you don't really learn, that's not what you're learning through the lore tablets. You're learning, like, the ancient past and, like, where you came from and shit. Which is more interesting than reading about how the infection took over. Like, yes, I can tell the infection took over. There's infected bugs everywhere. You don't need to tell me about it. That every single Ender Lilies lore tablet was like, the blight took over the people, and they are now evil. I'm like, yeah, I know. I can see that. Mossfig makes it more interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like... But it still kind of interested me in the game. More than most games. It's probably just because the world was so interesting to me, I don't know. I do think like lore YouTube videos, they help me a lot because I don't have the patience to look into that stuff myself. But it's kind of this thought in my mind of like I wonder about this or that. Like, I wonder what happened to these guys in the story, but like I never really found out or could piece it together. And then like some YouTube channel comes around and just does like this full-on research of the entire lore in the entire game and pieces things together, and it's like so helpful. It's like, I don't have time to do that. I don't want to like, I feel like it'd be like a job. Like you're a historian, but for a video game. Slowly revealed to you in Hollow Knight. Yeah, I think a lot of it is more subtle, slowly giving you stuff instead of just a bunch of lore at once. That definitely, like, pacing definitely helps. Superliminal, I've watched several people play that and a speedrun of it. The Looker, I watched Donkey's video on. It was funny. I'm sure that didn't cover everything. And Super Hot, I played for like 20 minutes at my friend's house once. And like, kept just dying. Yeah, the Looker has good jokes. Understand lore better on your second playthrough. Yeah, it's cool when you can go back to something. I mostly notice this with like shows, TV shows. You can like go back to something after watching it and you'll notice like a bunch of stuff. GG's, Moises, Toby, Username, Flysky, and a Blue Fox. Stanley Parable. That's another game I've watched a lot of, because I watched the original game. I watched a lot of people play the original, and then I watched people play the new one too. And I'm sure there's stuff I never saw, but... Why is this 99% elim rate? Uh-oh. Donkey's videos make people mad. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's mostly like Twitter people though, and they just get mad at everything. Dude, Twitter has become even more unusable. I don't even like... There was a little bit of time. I think it was like before Elon took over. I don't remember though. I feel like Twitter was still shit back then. But I used to be able to go on Twitter and like find some like really funny things and just be like, you know, just for like a few minutes I'd find some like really funny posts and then just close it. And the past like 5 times I've opened Twitter, I just like feel tired and close it and like don't see anything good. It's like worse. I feel like it's gotten worse. Breaks a little more every day. I'm surprised it still works. Dude, based on everyone's posts about like what was happening with the company, I'm like, the site's gonna be down in like a month, and it's still up. I guess I'll give credit for that at least. It's still up, not that I want to frickin' use it. Okay, I see why this is a 99% death rate. If anyone wins who's not a sub, you'll get a gift. Because I doubt it. Oh, crazy dude though. Crazy enough to survive this. No. It's just cutting to, like, someone falls, it cuts to another person falling. Because nobody's on the map anymore. Wait, GHZ dude. No! Oh shit. Moises. Wait, did they make it 2? Oh shit, we got 2 people. Is there a chance? It's not saying people's names, it always makes them die. Moises. We'll see about that. I won't say arcane. Shit! It's fucked, chat, we lost. You have to land in that? Okay. That's not even the end. There's more shit afterwards. You wanna try again, chat? I'm probably ending soon, so let's do like, let's see if we can beat it. But I'm not gonna try for very long. It doesn't seem that impossible, we got pretty far. I don't think I'm gonna do that what I did on that Rainbow Road map where we played for like 2 hours to get it. You watched the VOD? I mean, there was a highlights as well. Also, I'd like to apologize for scrapping the Winter Olympics. I just didn't have motivation to work on it. after all my maps were deleted. Like, my original maps got deleted, I was gonna kind of work off of those to make the new ones, and it was kind of like, oh, I have to restart from scratch. And then I just never did it. Maybe I'll do it at some point, I don't know. Technically, right, the Winter Olympics are 2 years after the regular Olympics. So if I did it at some point this year, if I ever decide to do it like this winter at the end of the year or something, it would still work. But yeah, I'd have to actually have motivation to do it. Kinda does take a while to make all the maps. Okay, I won't say anyone's name this time. How about that? Besides mine. Scurry, please. Wow, the curse is real. Can we warp to someone who's on the map? Okay. I don't know what track that is. The video is rainy lo-fi beats to relax study to, and it was 36 minutes in. Cornflake. Why'd I say the name? I can't help myself. It was a fun name. I love how, like, the threat music is some of the most banger tracks, but in-game it means you're about to die. I won't curse these other three. Alright, is anyone gonna get in here? Let's see. Oh! We got 2? We got 3. Oh shit. But can they get past this final part? This looks kind of evil. Definitely better than last time, which was 0 people got here. What the hell? What? Why does that bounce you that far? Alright, one more try. We had 2 people at the very end. The last jump, and it just bounced you too far. That's fair. Wow, 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 wow. A lot of wow wows in this soundtrack. That's homophobic. The ending of the map. The map is definitely bigoted. I love Just calling bad things that aren't even like real. Dude, this freaking map is bigoted. This map definitely hates gay people. This map's transphobic. Okay, well, let's see if anyone makes it. Not Honey Bear right. Oh, we're back to cutting to people dying. Oh shit! This individual that was also here earlier. Oh! Saved by me not saying the name? The curse is real. Check out these individuals over here. Uh-oh. Yo, Adam? Stop logging on to everyone dying. Oh, rip Adam. Is anyone alive back here? Okay, we got a few people. Oh. We got 2 people. Oh no, don't play this song. The hell? You clipped out! How'd you even do that? You got clipped out of bounds. Show these glasses. It's kind of scary. Shoutouts to Arfer. That's a good name if you're like a dog furry. Okay. You made it here at least, but we all know this last part is also bullshit. Oh! Go! Go! That last jump is rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. We give up. I give up. Good attempt. Map hates gay people. Oh, passage song. Banger. The song's like 10 seconds, but I love it. Alright, everyone. We're gonna end here. We're not beating that map. Thanks for hanging out today. We got the rando done. Despite much struggles. And I will be back this weekend. And I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna figure it out that day. day up. So I'll either try more Ender Lilies. Maybe I'll do some multiplayer stuff. I've been meaning to do a what is it called? Ultimate Chicken Horse stream. And I delayed the last one. So maybe we'll do that this weekend actually. If I can get people to join. Because there was an update, there's a new character, and that's one of my favorite multiplayer games. So I will ask some people if they want to join. And otherwise, I guess I'll figure it out. Alright, see you next time, chat. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good rest of your week.